How are we doing, guys? It's Oscar from All Leeds TV. A pleasure to jump on Harry's channel and discuss Leeds versus Tottenham from a Leeds fan's point of view. So let's go through this first and foremost. So the season so far for Leeds, my thoughts on it is it's been a very solid start for Leeds. 8 points from the first 6. We can't really ask for much more than that. There's been opportunity maybe once or twice to get more points. Obviously we dropped points late on against Bournemouth, dropped points late on against Fulham. But all in all, I can't complain too much. I think we competed in 5 of the 6 games, apart from the Arsenal game. But ultimately, you know, against the top 6 sides, it is probably going to be tough for us this season. And I think with Daniel Farke, from previous seasons at this level, it feels like he has learned quite a bit. This Leeds team sets up very differently to his Norwich team. We're a lot more solid out of possession. We play a 4-3-3, no number 10, 3 out-and-out midfielders to try and block space. The back four's working well, and it's actually the creative side of the game that we probably struggled with most of the season, which was the total opposite for Daniel Farke last time out in the Premier League, whereas his attack was actually decent, but the defensive side of things was not strong at all. And I think the other thing with it as well is we've had a lot more to spend than the budget Daniel Farke was working with at Norwich, and I think ultimately we had a better starting place as well. So not too concerned about Daniel Farke's adaptation to the Premier League. He seems to have adapted to it well. I compared it to sort of Marco Silva at Fulham in terms of initially he struggled at Everton and Watford, and to an extent Hull. So not too worried about that with Daniel Farke's adaptation to the league. Going into the game, Leeds versus Tottenham, it's going to be a tough game for us. Obviously, Tottenham have had a tricky European match in the week as well, so physically it feels like we'll have the slight advantage in that sense, even if Tottenham do have quite a big squad to choose from. But I do imagine Tottenham will go the first choice 11, because this is a game that, from Tottenham's point of view, they need to win. So for us, going into the game, I think we'll compete at the very least. I don't think it'll be a game that we'll be out of very quickly, like Arsenal. I think we've learnt our lessons from that one in terms of how to approach games against the top 6. We recently played Newcastle, competed very well in that one, drew 0-0. So I can see a tight game once again. I think going forward and us actually creating chances against Tottenham, I think will be the bigger issue. I think with Romero and Van der Ven, Jed Spence, Porro, it's a solid back line that Tottenham are working with there, and Paulinho in front of it. That is my worry in terms of creating chances against this Tottenham team. I think defensively, I think the main aim for us is stopping Mohamed Kudus, which is easier said than done. I think he's the main threat for us. And I think Goodmanson against Kudus will be a key battle in deciding the sort of momentum and the overall result of the game, really. So the predicted lineup going into this game would be pretty much the same lineup we've seen the last couple of games. So that'll be Carl Darlow in goal, who's filling in for Lucas Perry, who's currently out injured. Jadon Bogle at right back, Joe Rodon, former Tottenham player, Pascal Struijk and Gabriel Goodmanson will make up the back four. Gabriel Goodmanson at left back, and then the midfield 3 will be Ethan Ampadu, Sean Longstaff and Anton Stack, and then the front 3 of Brendan Harrison from the right wing, Dominic Calvert-Lewin through the middle, and Noah Okafor on the left hand side. I think that will be, I'm pretty sure that'll be what the lineup is that we go with. We've been pretty consistent last couple of weeks with that lineup. Anyone in particular I'd like to see start? I think, to be honest, the team picks itself at this moment in time. Surprisingly, Alton Nacker actually can't get in the team at this moment in time because of Sean Longstaff's form and suitability to the system in terms of winning second balls in midfield, who has been superb for us this season. So anyone especially, I'd probably go for Yacobiol actually. Expensive signing from Udinese at centre-back, who hasn't really had a look in so far this season, but I think will be one of the main centre-backs by the end of the season. Nothing against Pascal Struijk, but I think Rodon and Biol is the partnership that we're looking at longer term this season. If I could take one Tottenham player in this Leeds team, who would it be? It's quite an easy one for me. It's Mohamed Kudus. I think in the fact that we need a right-sided player on that right-hand side, because of Dan James and Wilfred Gnonto's injuries and differing form, I think Mohamed Kudus is a player that makes an impact straight away in this Leeds team. I think he's a top player. Do I think he's Tottenham's best player? Not necessarily, but the player that makes the biggest impact, yeah, I'd say would be Mohamed Kudus. Vicario's also a potential shout. I'd go Kudus as the one Tottenham player to include in this Leeds team. The Spurs player I say the most, again, I kind of already said it, Mohamed Kudus. I think it's the key to your creativity in 1v1s. I think obviously Tottenham are struggling for creativity a little bit, but Kudus is still a massive threat. I think Xavi Simons is someone who I think will come very good as well. I've watched a lot of European football over the years, and Simon's is someone that's really stood out, and I think that's a real top signing by Tottenham. Being able to sign him at this point is very impressive. So I'd say Kudus or Simons, probably Kudus on current form, but Simons over the season I think will be one of your best players. Paulinho as well is someone I really like, and the centre-back pairing picks itself at this moment in time. The scoreline, okay, predicted score, I'm going to go 1-1. Scorer for us, Dominic Calvert-Lewin getting his first home goal. I'm going 1-1. I think quite a tight game. And in terms of our home record this season, would I take a draw? Absolutely. I think any point against Tottenham this season will be a good one. I think any result against the top 6 sides will be a good one. So yeah, I'd definitely take a draw for sure. How important is the home record? We've already seen this season how important it is for us. I think it is the home record that if we do stay up, that will keep us up. Very good win against Everton, very good results against Newcastle and Bournemouth. We've already seen, in the first 3 home games, the benefits of having a good home record. Will we stay up? Listen, it is one of those answers that can change week by week, but at the moment I think we will. I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think we've got enough in the squad. I think Calvert-Lewin starts being good. Okafor's improving all the time. I think we will stay up. Not by a big margin, but I think defensively we've got enough solidity to keep enough clean sheets and keep the score lines down to keep ourselves competitive most weeks. So I would say we'll stay up at this moment in time. But it's something that can change week by week. I'm under no illusions at this level. You can soon go on a 3 or 4 game losing run easily. So let's not get too carried away. But will we stay up? My answer is yes. Big thanks for watching, guys. I've been Oscar from All Leeds TV. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.